Welcome back, everybody, to the Nerdcore Podcast, the podcast that reviews the movies and talks about nerd shit. This is episode 778, and as always, this is Nerd Chicana here to host the show. Alongside my wonderful co-host, Brad Young Yoda.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday night.
Tuesday night, live early and ad-free over on patreon.com/nerdcore. And, of course, the $1 tier, you get this episode live early and ad-free before everybody else gets to listen to it and watch it over on YouTube and our podcast platforms. In the general public. And sadly, I'm not doing this episode from Monterrey, Nuevo León, Mexico, but I am back home in an undisclosed location and ready to get back in the swing of things, aka podcast and stream. But before we can go ahead and get into that, how are you doing, Brad?
I am barely surviving.
What happened, man?
I am tired as shit. I have had a sore throat all day.
Me too.
I'm dying.
I'm tired of shit. I don't have a sore throat.
And
I don't have a voice, though.
I didn't go anywhere.
Yeah. I don't have much of a voice. I've kind of been in and out. Sunday was the party, so we were in the pool, and my fucking cousins just kept fucking throwing me.
Damn.
They're stronger than me, man.
Fuck.
They just picked me up, and they would go, "Oh, German suplex!" Like,
bro, that's when you guys like
in the pool.
I do low blow.
I would try.
You gotta do low blow every time.
Yeah, and they were like, "Hey, let's see if I can pick you up," and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, I can."
Fuckers. That's just wrong. Did you go, "I am a grown man"? Put me down.
It's embarrassing when a 19-year-old motherfucker can just pick you up and throw you into the fucking pool. Yeah. It's like, I'm a grown-ass fucking man. But, Brad, how's it been since I've last seen you, Brad?
Uneventful, I think.
Yeah, you miss me?
Yeah. I didn't change anything on the fucking shit either, so.
No. I would have fucking beaten your ass.
Oh, Stacy's here. The old toss the roll game again. Jesus.
Yeah. Pause. Major pause.
That's wrong.
That's wrong. I chose my words right. Yeah, I did not say toss me around.
I am a grown man. Put me down.
Yeah. Yeah. I know when your fucking 14-year-old cousin can do it to you, bro. Come on.
Oh, then you just got to beat their ass.
Yeah.
You got the equalizer.
Yeah. But I'm so tired, Brad. I gained 5 pounds over the week, and I'm ready to fucking lose them. Ready to get back. Get back into it. But I'm so fucking tired, dude. Long day at work. I'm just ready to kind of just be done with this review. But I did get to watch this movie. I still haven't watched past episode 1 of Andor season 2, so I need to get on that.
I find it funny we're reviewing a zombie movie and both of us are basically zombies on here.
Yeah, we just really wanted to take this seriously, guys. We wanted to get as into the genre as we could.
Close to death.
Yeah. So yeah, other than that, Brad, not much going on your end?
No. So not much. I'm just, like I said, I'm after.
You didn't take a Benadryl before this, right?
Oh no, I didn't take any melatonin or Benadryl. I did take 2 shots of whiskey.
Yeah. But no fucking melatonin, right?
No. Haven't taken that yet. I'll take that after.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get you there soon. So let's go ahead and get this going. But it's, as always, nice to see Stacy in the chat. If you guys made it this far into the video, please make sure you guys remember to subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell so you don't miss another video that drops on the channel. And leave a like on the video. All that helps us out so much. Share us around. We would love to keep continuing to build our community with you guys. And, of course, if you have not seen the Dawn of the Dead 1978 film, you should probably get out of here if you care about spoilers. But if you don't care about spoilers or you've already seen the film, go ahead and stay. Either way how it goes, this is your one and only spoiler warning. It is in effect after these words from our sponsors in a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Today's episode of the Nerdcore is brought to you by SeatGeek. Whether you want to see your favorite band, sports team, or comedian, SeatGeek has you covered. We're proud to be partnering with SeatGeek to offer you $10 off your first order with code TheNerdCore. That's $10 off your first order at SeatGeek.com with code THENERDCORPS. So take a seat at your next live event with SeatGeek. Thank you. Now let's get back to today's video. Stacy says, method reviewing. Thankfully, they haven't reviewed Black Dynamite. Shut the fuck up, bro. That is so stupid. That is so stupid, Stacy. Shut up, bro.
How'd Brad get canceled? That's how Brad gets canceled.
Yeah, me too, dumbass. Dawn of the Dead is a 1978 zombie horror film written, directed, and edited by George A. Romero and produced by Richard P. Rubinstein. An American-Italian international co-production, it is the second film in Romero's series of zombie films, and though it contains no characters or settings from the preceding film, Night of the Living Dead, it shows the larger-scale efforts of a zombie apocalypse on society. In the film, a phenomenon of unidentified origin has caused the reanimation of the dead, who prey on human flesh. David M.G., Ken Foree, Scott Renninger, and Galen Ross star as survivors of the outbreak who barricade themselves inside a suburban shopping mall during mass hysteria. Romero waited to make another zombie film after Night of the Living Dead for several years to avoid being stereotyped as a horror director. Upon visiting Monroeville Mall in Monroeville, Pennsylvania, with a friend whose company managed the complex, he decided to use the location as the basis for the film's story. The project came to the attention of Italian filmmaker, one of Brad's favorites, Dario Argento, who, along with his brother Claudio and producer Alfredo Cuomo, agreed to finance the film. In exchange for, hold on, man, this fucking thing just clicked on a fucking hyperlink. In exchange for its international distribution rights, Argento also consulted with Romero during the script writing phase. Principal photography on Dawn of the Dead took place between November 1977 and February 1978, on location in Monroeville and Pittsburgh. Special makeup effects were created by Tom Savini, whose work on the film led to an extensive career creating similar effects for other horror films. In post-production, Romero and Argento edited separate versions of the film for their respective markets. Argento's version features a progressive rock score composed and performed by his frequent collaborators Goblin, while Romero's cut primarily favors stock cues from the Del Wolf music library. I think I know which version I watched. Following the Italian premiere on September 1st, 1978, Dawn of the Dead was released in other markets the following year. Despite facing difficulties with various national censorship boards in the United States, it was released unrated to improve the commercial prospects after it was given an X by the Motion Picture Association of America. And in Britain, it was liable for seizure during the 1980s video Nasty's Moral Panic. The film proved to be a major success at the box office, grossing $66 million worldwide against its estimated budget of $640K. Noted for its satirical portrayal of consumerism, Dawn of the Dead has received widespread critical acclaim since its initial release and is widely considered to be one of the greatest horror films ever made, and as well as the greatest zombie film. Like its predecessor, it has garnered a large international cult following. In 2008, it was chosen by Empire Magazine and was the 500 greatest movies of all time, along with Night of the Living Dead. Holy shit, there was a lot to read in this fucking article. Mm-hmm. Dawn of the Dead was followed by 4 official sequels, beginning with 1985's Day of the Dead, and a separate series of unofficial Italian-made sequels, beginning with 1979's Zombie 2, and it has also inspired a 2004 remake film directed by Zack Snyder, as well as numerous parodies and pop culture references in other media such as Shaun of the Dead, Dead Rising, and Left 4 Dead. Fuck, dude, I had a lot to read. Cinematography is by Michael Gornick, and music is by Goblin and Dario Argento.
If you want that version.
Yeah, the Italian cut. And yeah, of course, $640K made $66 million. Brad, since I want to go ahead and recover the fucking breath that I just used, will you give me your initial thoughts on on Dawn of the Dead?
First, I gotta say the 2004. There's a 2004 version.
Yes.
And I think the 2004 one's decent. I don't think it's as good as this one, but it's decent. I actually enjoyed this movie. quite a bit. I think it's hard, and we've seen it before, for sequels to surpass the originals. And to me, this surpasses the original. I like this more than I like the original. It
Huh.
could be because it has the longer film time. It could be there's a bit more of a written out plot in this versus the first one is introducing the world to zombies. Let's be real here. That was kind of, and you're stuck in a farmhouse, and it was made for $10. This one had a budget. They had a helicopter. They had a mall. It's an action film. I do I think some of the acting's a little stiff, sure, but in a 1978 zombie film, it's kind of expected. Um, but I really enjoy this film. I like I said, it's a zombie action flick, and I think Romero brought his A game again.
All right, man. Um, I have to say, man, that um, I kind of felt this film was a bit of a step down from Night of the Living Dead, but I still really liked it. Um, I loved the beginning where they're like shooting the zombies, and the guy is like shooting in the body and he's not doing anything.
Yeah,
So the guy's just like, hold on,
yeah, yeah.
goes from the head.
There is a bit of comedy throughout this film,
Yeah,
especially when they're going around the mall just buying shit.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I don't know. I just enjoyed this one. I think there's more to see in this film. You had it's a bit longer than the original, um, and it's kind of fun to watch them try to figure out how to survive in a mall. And for everyone who doesn't know what a mall is, it used to be a place with shops, and everybody would go there. And this was before the internet.
yeah, yeah. Um,
Good
but
thing you
man,
didn't end up stereotyped as a horror director.
yeah. I'm sorry, bro. I had to unfollow somebody who gave half a star to Andrei Rublev on
Ooh,
Letterboxd.
ooh,
I don't need that type of negativity on my feed.
ooh.
Yeah, yeah,
Hey, he's doing the important stuff.
yeah. Sorry, guys. I had to get that done before. I just wanted to make sure I looked at my score for what I when I gave Dawn of the Dead, and I just realized I didn't log it. So that's cool. Instead, I just had to open up to a fucking half-star review from somebody on Andrei Rublev. Um, but nonetheless, I think it's a really good movie. I actually really like the idea of a zombie apocalypse happening, and you're stuck in a mall.
Well, and it makes sense at the time. It wouldn't make sense nowadays because most malls are empty.
Mm-hmm.
But this one was like fully stocked. And for some reason, they had closed all the gates. They had food, plenty of food up at the top. And the only reason, like even one of the characters like really didn't make it is because he was an idiot. I mean, he got too big for his britches. He was trying to hotwire that truck, and he got bit. Um, and that's what I think the downfall of all this, and it's kind of shown in 2004's I think a little bit better, is that you can run and run, but eventually there's nowhere else to run. And I think the ending of them flying off, trying to find a safe place, but there's no safe place. And
Yeah.
I I don't know. I was figuring, our lead actor. Also, that's another thing I like from George Romero. For these two huge zombie movies that are very historical. He's used, two black lead actors.
Yeah.
And in the '70s, I don't think
That's
that's
some fucking balls.
yeah. I don't think that's used quite a bit. I
And
don't
he
think that
doesn't. And he
happens.
doesn't kill him in the first 10 minutes.
Exactly. Well, he doesn't kill this one at all.
No.
This guy lives. I mean, we're thinking he's gonna die at the end. But I gotta say, the opening of this, I love the opening where they're basically going through that apartment trying to find the zombies, and you have a guy who's just. I mean, it's kind of how the last one ended. You have just this racist cop just blowing through. He's not even asking if people are zombies; he's just shooting. He's
Yeah.
shooting,
Well, that fucking
everyone.
racist motherfucker in the beginning, Brad.
Yeah,
Remember?
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like he's
Yeah.
just busting through doors, just shooting indiscriminately, um, you know, and just killing minorities. That's what he was doing. And then he gets shot down. So
Yeah.
by our lead again, I forget the freaking names.
Yeah.
Um,
But I
Peter was flat. No, Peter Washington, I believe, was our lead actor. Francine Parker was the female lead actor, and then you had
yeah.
Flyboy, who's Steven, and then Roger, who's Trooper, who he's that was a sad kind of death right there because that dude like had basically helped them get through that zombie horde in the mall, and then he just gets taken out, and then he
Yeah.
lives for so long until he's finally just becomes a zombie.
And by the way, I have to say I love the special effects. Like I think that the design of the zombies is so good. And I also have to say I love these old zombie films because these zombies honestly act like what I would think zombies look like and act like. They're like all slow.
Yeah,
They're all kind of dumb.
which they're not scary until there's like 1,000 of them.
Yes. I feel like
because
that should be the point. Like it shouldn't be like, oh, zombies are these fast, scary creatures like
yeah,
that.
and
Like
that's
so,
how
like if
it
I'm
has.
afraid of one, like one is already gonna kill me. Like I feel like a giant group of them.
Yeah, you're just done for. But
Yeah,
that's the whole modernization of the zombie is because these things is from 1978. Yeah, they're not overly scary if you can just run around them and knock them over.
yeah.
Um,
But what happens when like a shit ton of them group
that's
around, dude?
that's what it happens is you end up having these guys at the end who come in this biker gang and they want to steal all the shit, and it's like, man, you just ruined like a completely good fucking thing right here.
Yeah. Yep.
um but another thing we're kind of left off with is the female lead's pregnant throughout this,
Yep.
and that kind of puts a whole nother perspective on it. It's because there's no doctors, and they even chat about this, like, do we need to fly you to hospital? It's like, what do you think's at a hospital? Dead people,
Dead people.
not the dead people. So probably not the best idea, and they kind of just ran with it, and we never see her like give birth. But I think in the 2004 one, they actually allude to that in another character. I won't spoil that, but I think there is another pregnant woman in that movie.
Yeah. But hey, man, I really did like this movie. Do I think it's just as good as Night of the Living Dead? Not really. But I do think that it has a lot to say, just like Night of the Living Dead. It has a lot to say about. I mean, the fact that it's inside a fucking mall, like it's saying everything it needs to say about consumerism.
Yeah,
And I thought that was like really smart of George Romero. And I think that even though it can be silly at times, and it is very much like leans into the tropes that it's gonna create for the rest of the genre, I do think that it's still a really good movie.
and I still think that parts of it can still terrify you.
Yeah, you watched the theatrical cut, right, Brad?
I believe so.
Yeah, I found it on YouTube.
Okay. See, I watched mine on Amazon. So I
Yeah, it
think I
sort
watched
of
the
begins the
one.
trope of pregnant women in zombie monster films. Yeah,
Well,
kind of
and
does.
here's the other thing with Romero in these last two films is we have zombie children.
Oh yeah,
And you
yeah.
never like for years you've never like Fallout even doesn't let you like unless you have a mod like even
Kill kids.
shoot the children. So it's kind of amazing. Romero just went all out and he's like, "You're a
But
dead
let's
kid."
not act like Romero shows the kids' brains getting blown off, though. Like,
He shows. Remember the one in the two in the airport?
oh, that's true.
He
Yeah,
shoots
yeah,
the
yeah.
shit out of them.
So I mean, the ball's on Romero, though. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah. But I actually I thoroughly enjoyed this film. I think it's like more of an action film. It does I think capture my attention a little more than the first one. But the first one again, that's the foundational zombie movie, and I just think this one just adds on to that. and it makes it kind of like this really cool blockbuster of zombies in a mall, and they're trying to survive the mall.
Yeah. But man, dude, I thought it was good. I thought it was a lot of fun. Um, obviously, I thought that it wasn't as good as the last one, but I think it's still a really good zombie film. And like I said, it has a lot to say. It has a lot to say, and I give it a lot of kudos for that. So I gave 8.75 to Night of the Living Dead. I'm gonna go ahead and just come in just a slightly lower. I'm gonna go ahead and give Dawn of the Dead an 8.5. Brad, what's your final verdict?
I think I gave Night of the Living Dead an 8.5. I think, and I'm going to go a little higher and give Dawn of the Dead a 9 out of 10.
All right, man. All right. Now, what's keeping you from giving it a perfect score, Brad?
Like I
You're
said,
talking so highly about it.
well, some of the acting stiff, like from like